Hello K-pop fans, this is Chris Kim. Welcome to our K-pop. The problem of K-pop is the language barrier. Because of the language barrier, I started the YouTube channel to share the information through the language barrier between the Korean K-pop fans and the world K-pop fans. Nowadays, after the Korean invasion by BTS, quite a few English mainstream media started focusing on Korean music, especially K-pop. And with the trend, Vox Media launched K-pop Explained as part of their documentary series Explained. You can find this on Netflix. Hey, I really loved it. I highly recommend you to watch it. So we talked about the genesis of K-pop, the Taeji Boys, which I talk about every single time because it's so important group. They also talk about the heyday of K-pop, which is obviously BTS, and they linked BTS and Taeji Boys. They were both centered on hip-hop. They both had a black music influence, and they both talked about the social issue in their own voice. So the artistic and the authentic way and black music were the key part of the K-pop group, especially for the Taeji Boys and the BTS. They do have quite a few similarities, and actually the show that out very clearly. And I loved it because even the critics from Korea are having a hard time link Taeji Boys and BTS. Also, the show was filled up with details because it had an interview from not only the English K-pop experts, but also Korean sources like Epic High Tableau. It's very detailed, very legit, and very short. I recommend this video clip to not only K-pop fans, but also just mass in general who wants to know why the heck K-pop became such a big phenomenon in Western world now. I'm glad this kind of video is coming out. It shows how actually Western media is trying to understand the K-pop and its impact, because quite a few Western media just think of K-pop and the prejudice over the Asian culture in general. I mean, they're just machine, they're just mechanic, they're just puppets who does what the rich person or the higher level person is asked to do, which is so not true. Of course, they respect the elderly quite more than the Westerners, but actually they do have their own artistic freedom too. So I'm glad that actually the Western media is starting to actually show respect to the K-pop music too. Also, this kind of video is helpful for the Korean people who are not a fan of K-pop, because quite a few of them doesn't have a confidence over K-pop music. They think it's less than pop. But when you listen to this kind of, accurate and very legit kind of content, you actually start having confidence about the K-pop, which is what happened to quite a few of my Korean friends who are fan of pop and not K-pop. What I want to do for K-pop fans outside of Korea are add on to this kind of content. When the true K-pop fans watch this show, the K-pop Explained, then you actually are filled up with the other questions like, so what happened to SM, the first big K-pop label, while BTS was conquering the world? What about the K-pop girl groups? Is there only dancing K-pop? What about the other idol music like ballad? I want to answer all those questions, and more importantly, I want to generate more questions and stories so that the K-pop fans outside the Korea can enjoy this culture more. So on recommendation, I recommend The School of Tears by BTS. It's a very, very old BTS song. It just came right after BTS started their career. It talked about their raw feelings, how they feel about school and school violence. They talk about the social issue, but in their authentic ways, which is linked to the hip-hop, of course, and also the Taeji Boys, the first K-pop group. Taeji Boys actually had a class idea which talked about the school issue too, and it was the first time in Korea where idols started talking about the social issues. The idol became the rebel. That's when the first K-pop idol group, Taeji Boys, became bigger than idol. They became a pop hero just like Kurt Cobain or Beatles, which is where BTS is obviously going right now. And that is it. This is Chris Kim. Bring K-pop story to the world, no matter how small it looks. If you have any question, if you have any opinion about K-pop Explained, if you have any suggestion about this clip, please reply me back.